The STI SPFA Product of the Year Awards recognize steel construction projects and products of member companies that exemplify the steel tank industry. These projects and products serve to bring attention to the positive qualities and flexibility of steel as the production material of choice for many industries. Steel Water Pipe Project of the Year, category Pipe Fabrication. Your nominees are Centennial Reservoir and Pump Station by Mid-America Pipe Fabricating and Supply, LLC. Scenario 3B Phase 2 and 3 by Professional Piping Systems, LLC. Mountain Tunnel Improvements, Project HH1000 by JIFCO Incorporated. East Bottoms Pump Station Phase No. 3 by Mid-America Pipe Fabricating and Supply, LLC. North Davis Sewer District 60-inch fabricated manifold by Utility Coatings and Fabrication. And Zone 3D and 4A Improvements Remote Facilities Booster Pump Station by Sonoran Desert Pipe. And the winner is Mountain Tunnel Improvements Project HH1000 by JIFCO Incorporated. The 400-plus feet of 108-inch tunnel liner was furnished with 4-inch diameter grout ports evenly spaced to aid in tunnel placement. All of the piping was delivered with AWWA C210 epoxy lining. Steel Water Pipe Project of the Year, category Pipeline Project. Your nominees are Wyckoff WTP Clearwell No. 3 by Mid-America Pipe Fabricating and Supply, LLC. Zone 3D 4A Inline Booster Pump Station by Mid-America Pipe Fabricating and Supply, LLC. WRIP Phase 2 Pipeline Segment 2C and 3 by American Spiral Weld Pipe. And Zone 3D and 4A Improvements Remote Facilities Booster Pump Station by Sonoran Desert Pipe. And the winner is Zone 3D 4A Inline Booster Pump Station by Mid-America Pipe Fabricating and Supply, LLC. This project consisted of 5,200 feet of 60-inch by 5/16-inch thick wall steel pipe. The challenging part of this project was avoiding the buried utilities that were in place at the time of installation. The above-ground piping connects to 5 high-service pumps. And now for the Field-Erected Tank of the Year, category API 620 Low Pressure Liquid Storage Tank. And your winner is World's Largest Ammonia Tank by Tarsco, a T.F. Warren company. A company needed to construct a large ammonia tank in Texas City, Texas, for the purpose of exporting ammonia to be used as fertilizer. The scope of work included the engineering, procurement, fabrication, construction, and testing to API 620 standards of this world's largest double-wall, double-integrity ammonia tank. The project began in October of 2020 and was completed in December 2022. Field-Erected Tank of the Year, category API 650 Atmospheric Oil Storage Tank. Your nominees are Port of Brownsville Terminal Expansion by Tarsco, a T.F. Warren company. 2.2 million barrel fuel terminal by CB&I, LLC. Duke University Thermal Energy Storage Tank by CB&I, LLC. Off-spec tank by AGI EnviroTank Limited. Northeast Water Purification Project tanks by Caldwell Tanks Incorporated. Nutrien Lima Nitrogen Tank by Kennedy Tank and Manufacturing Company Incorporated. Tank T4 Fuel Facility Expansion Project by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. USLD Tank No. 10 by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. And your winner, Northeast Water Purification Project Tanks by Caldwell Tanks Incorporated. This $1.4 billion expansion to the water system of Houston and the surrounding cities, with a planned capacity of 320 million gallons a day, the tankage on the project was varied and demanding. All of the tanks had specialized examination requirements, tolerances, design conditions outside of API 650. With 19 total tanks, Caldwell Tanks provided virtually every type of tank: insulated tanks, stainless tanks, cone bottom tanks, rubber line tanks, painted tanks, rectangular tanks, shop-built tanks, and PVC bag line tanks. Field-Erected Tank of the Year. Category ASME Pressure Vessel Storage. Your nominees: LPG Propane Storage Sphere by Tarsco, a TF Warren company, and 1.25 million gallon double wall LH2 Sphere by CB&I LLC. And your winner: 1.25 million gallon double wall LH2 Sphere by CB&I LLC. NASA decided it was time to invest in a launch pad makeover, including a 1.25 million gallon liquid hydrogen double wall sphere, the largest double wall sphere in the world. Since this was the first double wall sphere designed and built since the 1990s, much of the testing was pioneered by CB&I's engineers and NASA. From the Florida summer heat to multiple hurricanes, the site conditions for construction were never ideal. The entire construction team was required to evacuate the site for hours at a time, sometimes days, when SpaceX would launch from Launch Complex 39A. Even after these unpredictable factors, the sphere was erected and tested well within the budget. Field-Erected Tank of the Year. Category Elevated Tank. Your nominees are Elevated Water Storage Tank by CB&I LLC, 3 million gallon Hydro Pillar by CB&I LLC, 1 million gallon Water Spheroid Proposal B Elevated Water Storage Tank by CB&I LLC, Southwest Elevated Tank Contract 1-2021 by CB&I LLC, River Ridge New Elevated Water Storage Tanks and Water Main by Caldwell Tanks Incorporated, Northeast Water System Improvements Elevated Storage Tank by CB&I LLC, New Bypass Elevated Water Storage Tank by CB&I LLC, New Elevated Storage Tank by Phoenix Fabricators and Erectors, the Porch Band of Creek Indians Utility Authority Elevated Tank by Phoenix Fabricators and Erectors. And your winner is 1 million gallon Water Spheroid Proposal B Elevated Water Storage Tank by CB&I LLC. This 1 million gallon single pedestal spheroid tank is constructed of 525 tons of carbon steel. The city and its funding agency required that all of the steel materials used in the construction of the tank be produced in the United States. The all-steel tank components were fabricated in Clive, Iowa, and trucked to the site where the tank was field erected. The logo is done in the university-approved Crimson Tide Crimson and proudly displays the traditional Alabama University A on 4 sides. Field-Erected Tank of the Year. Category Reservoir Tank. Your nominees are Central Water System by Southwest Tank and Steel Incorporated, Chesterfield County Water Reservoir by CB&I LLC, Mission Hills Reservoir 4606-2 by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, Second Reservoir Improvement by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, Folsom State Prison New Water Storage Tanks by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, Tank N2A07 Replacement Project by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, IBC Recycled Water Reservoir by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, Red Hawk Casino Lot 40 Wastewater and Recycled Water Facilities Improvement Project by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, Bickford Ranch Tank 1, Pump Station 1, and Off-Site Water by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, La Vista Tank by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated, Skyline Ranch by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. And your winner is Mission Hills Reservoir 46062 by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. The tank was designed in accordance with AWWA D100 Section 14 to be as cost-effective as possible, but due to high seismic loads and the tank being located just feet away from the San Andreas fault line, there were many precautions taken in the design and supply of the reservoir. The tank weighed more than 1.2 million pounds and was constructed during the Santa Ana winds, regularly seeing winds in excesses of 60 miles per hour on any given day. Although there were many days which the crew had to work split shifts or submit to a weather delay, they were still able to complete the job on time with a satisfied customer and a safe crew. Field Erected Tank of the Year, category Special Storage Tank. Your nominees are Iliopolis Water Treatment Plant by CB&I LLC, Athol Water System Improvements by Phoenix Fabricators and Erectors, 2017 Plant No. 1 FM 972 Pump Station, Elevated Tanks by Phoenix Fabricators and Erectors, and Winery Expansion by Paso Robles Tank, Incorporated. And your winner is Winery Expansion by Paso Robles Tank, Incorporated. These 4 field-erected tanks were built from the top down using MIG and TIG welding processes. In total, the tanks hold 239,820 gallons of wine, enough to make 100,868 cases, or 1,210,416 bottles. Field Erected Tank of the Year, category Standpipe. And your nominees are Surge Tank Replacement Project by CB&I LLC, Sunset Mesa Tank by Fisher Tank Company, Storage Expansion No. 19 by Caldwell Tanks Incorporated, and Northside Reservoir by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. And your winner is Sunset Mesa Tank by Fisher Tank Company. This 125-foot 6-inch tall standpipe was erected to provide water storage for the community of Montrose, Colorado. The construction schedule was tight, with a completion date just 14 weeks after mobilization. In addition to tank fabrication and erection, the tank contractor provided shop painting and interior piping. In the event of a water emergency, the new standpipe can hold enough water to supply the town for up to 4 days. Fabricated Product of the Year, category Pressure Vessel. And your nominees are LPG Vessels by Modern Custom Fabrication Incorporated, Water Filtration Vessels by Modern Custom Fabrication Incorporated, 250,000-pound Reactor by Ward Vessel and Exchanger, and 33 20,000-gallon custom ASME pressure vessels by Kennedy Tank and Manufacturing Company, Incorporated. And the winner is 250,000-pound Reactor by Ward Vessel and Exchanger. This 250,000-pound reactor was filled with proprietary diffuser plate internals and a massive 50,000 HARP condenser unit. This was an extremely complex and unique piece of ASME code fabrication that took over 8,000 man-hours to complete. Fabricated Product of the Year, category SHOP-FABRICATED Atmospheric Tank. Your nominees are Fire Guard Tanks with Custom Catwalk Systems by Modern Welding Company of Texas Incorporated, Houston, 6 30,000 AST insulated with containment vaults by Actera Group Incorporated, 3 30,000 insulated vertical by Actera Group Incorporated, 4 35,000 DWA-36 carbon steel tanks by Kennedy Tank and Manufacturing Company Incorporated, 3 50,000 cylindrical UL-2085 Fire Guard tanks by Spartan Incorporated, Ghost Station by AGI EnviroTank Limited, 2 50,000 diesel fuel tanks for locomotive fueling by Lannon Tank Company, 11 30,000 and 4 15,000 UL-142 tanks for bulk plant expansion by Lannon Tank Company. Critical Infrastructure Support FireGuard Tanks by AGI West Steel. And 108 SHOP-FABRICATED Tanks, Winery Expansion by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. And your winner is 108 SHOP-FABRICATED Tanks, Winery Expansion by Paso Robles Tank Incorporated. These 108 SHOP-FABRICATED tanks were built from the top down using MIG and TIG welding processes. In total, the tanks hold 945,696 gallons, enough wine for 397,761 cases, or 4,773,132 bottles. Fabricated Product of the Year. Category: Special Fabrication. Your nominees are 8 2507 Super Duplex Heads for Chemical Application by Brighton TruEdge, 2 Duplex 2507 Tanks by AGI EnviroTank Limited, Double Door Autoclave by Modern Welding Company of Georgia Incorporated, and Custom Vessel for Plastics Recycling Facility by Kennedy Tank and Manufacturing Company Incorporated. And your winner is 8 2507 Super Duplex Heads for Chemical Application by Brighton TruEdge. Brighton fabricated 8 elliptical heads out of 2507 Super Duplex. Through extensive R&D, they refined the process by working with steel mills, metallurgists, testing labs, and their experienced in-house staff to establish a procedure for forming 2507 without cracking. Affiliate New Product. Category: Affiliate New Product. Your nominees are Thermal Insulating Coating System by Seal for Life, NSF Standard 61 Approved Completely Waterborne Coating System by Tnemec Company Incorporated, Phenylcamide Epoxy Coating for Steel Substrates by the Sherwin-Williams Company, Field Tank Design and Sales Automation by D3 Technologies, Shop Tank Design and Sales Automation by D3 Technologies, and Pressure Vessel and Heat Exchanger Design and Sales Automation by D3 Technologies. And your winner is NSF Standard 61 Approved Completely Waterborne Coating System by Tnemec Company Incorporated. This is the first ever NSF Standard 61 Approved Completely Waterborne Coating System for potable water storage tanks. The innovative waterborne epoxy zinc-rich primer for interior and exterior steel potable storage tanks is an ultra-low VOC formulation that cures quickly and provides outstanding long-term galvanic corrosion protection.